and hopefully this is one of many videos where we're going to see a whole astrophotography setup being put together the first time by myself, and this is really going to be my first setup. So as I learn through the process, what I find interesting, what are the pitfalls, what would be hopefully best practices, then I hope to share with some of you interested out there, and hopefully you can gain from the experience that I will have, and of course have fun in the process of this. So this telescope was ordered from First Sight Optics in the UK. I myself based out of Switzerland, so in all honesty, within a week or so I was able to take hold of the delivery, and especially with the COVID situation, I feel that this is we couldn't expect anything better than that. And it comes packaged in what is a fairly sturdy box. It's fairly heavy. It's about 20 odd kgs in its own respect. And then of course, as we know, it comes equipped with the telescope, which itself is in an aluminum casing, and of course you get a few accessories with that. So I've got a knife with me, so we're going to unbox it first and then see what's in there. So here we go. So I've just removed some of the tapes around it, and look at this. You've got your typical instructions manual, and then there's there's some instructions on how best to take the telescope out of the box itself. Here again, very nice little protection. And then if you can see this, and this is quite nice, I have to admit, an extremely sturdy looking aluminium case with a nice little black surface on top of it, and then some more foaming around it that we're going to remove. Nothing more in the box. We just put it aside for the moment. Try to tidy up at the same time. Now, first impression. I'm just going to show you how you actually unlock the box, which is quite interesting. The first time I've come across something similar. And then this is what you have inside. Everything is well packaged. You've got some of the accessories that come with it. A nice little viewfinder, which, as I mentioned in one of my later videos, hopefully I'm going to replace that with another Skywatcher little scope for me to be able to do guiding. This is the plate which most likely I won't be using, given that I'm going to be installing this on an Celestron AVX mount, so I needed to have the adequate adapter for it. And then of course, now if we look at the main telescope, nothing to say about the packaging, very well packaged. And up there, and if you can see this here, there is additional protection that we give you, and I think we also ensure that the telescope actually doesn't move around when you are transporting it. The first thought that comes to my mind, if I need this to be portable, then I'm definitely going to be looking at maybe something smaller in terms of a carrying case, hard or even soft, and ensure that there's enough padding around it. But the bulk of the case, as it is great if you are storing this away for a while. If you're taking a break from astrophotography or just astronomy overall. But otherwise, if you're really looking into using this regularly, taking it out, taking it maybe to a location where you've got dark skies, then this case, I mean, me personally, I would most likely be looking at getting something slightly smaller in terms of the size. Okay, I've got the scope in my hand. Again, I knew that this was an 0.67 kg, but I have to say, one, positively or neutrally surprised by the size of it. I haven't yet opened it up, so we shall do that. The dew shield is, of course, is still in there. But what I wanted to show is, again, interestingly, you've got this padding based on these soft balls all around it. It ensures that the telescope is really well maintained within its casing, even if you're moving around. Quite interesting. Now, I'm in the process of actually removing and you guys have to bear with me, because one, this is literally my first ever video where I'm doing an unboxing of something, and two, of course, my first video where I'm doing it for a telescope that I've just taken hold of. Now, a couple of interesting feedback points straight up. One, as I've mentioned, looks very sturdy, looks to be solidly built. I love the finishing here. It all looks well put together. Quality is definitely here. Again, the weight of it is present, but very manageable. Just going to turn it around. Let's see. And of course, the dew shield, once it's in this open position, it starts to have a very, highly appreciated, a nice little look, feel to it, right? You've got that distinctive, well-known now, greenish lines going in that kind of tell you or remind people that this is an Esprit lineup within the Skywatcher telescope lineup. And yeah, I think I have to say the initial thoughts are very, very eager to put the rest of the material together so that we can actually start looking through this, first visually through a couple of lenses, but also definitely with the rest of the setup that I have ordered, that has arrived. And of course, I'm eager to share some of the thoughts with you, do some of the unboxing of the other items, and finally, most importantly, is to start putting that setup together, running a few sessions, and then see what comes out of it. Alright, quickly running through some of the accessories that you get here. The viewfinder we saw. I'm going to be most likely replacing this with a teleview unit. The attachment dovetail plate as we discussed. And then I think the last two major items are, of course, the all-important rings that allow you to attached telescope to a dovetail. Listen, I hope you enjoyed this, and look out for my other videos. I might get my boys to join me in the unboxing experiment, and maybe they can also share in live their experience or their view as we're opening these items up. And then of course looking forward to using all of that material once the whole setup is put together. Take care guys.